She kissed her baby bump gently as a smile on her pale face. As she closed her eyes, "I'll be best mother for you this time, my baby," she murmured as a tear slid from her eyes, which she wiped. "I promise to give you the life you deserve," she murmured with a fainted smile. Someone cleared the throat as she looked up, and he passed her a warm smile, and she quickly wiped her tears and sit straight. "It's okay, keep playing," he said, and she narrowed her brows. "You?" she asked, and he smiled widely. "I'm your doctor." She felt her throat dry suddenly as she stared him a little shocked. "My doctor is someone else," she hesitantly said, and he smiled as he walked near her, and she backed a little and he noticed her nervousness. "Sorry ma'am, I'm your new doctor. Actually, your previous doctor is now on long leave, so I am appointed for you," he said softly, and Ryan still stared him, being nervous. "Isn't any female doctor here?" she nervously said, and he bit his lip. "Please don't be uncomfortable. I'm just doing my duty as a doctor," he said, scratching his head, and she still looks here and there. "I know, but I want female doctor. Can you please ask someone else?" she coldly said, and he sighed. "Ma'am, I can do that, but can you do me a favor, please? Please don't replace me. You're my first sole patient, and don't want this opportunity to go. Please, ma'am," he said, pleading, and she opened her mouth to say something. "Ma'am, I'm a very good doctor. I treated many patients, but you are my first and proper patient. I want to grab this opportunity because it will help me to grow in my career," he said, and I just stared at him. "And my family, they already think me I have no use. They think my degree is a joke. And my years of study, I'm just doing time pass. I'm too useless for everyone else already," he said, wiping his fake tears, and she just stared at him. He looked at Ryan, who was looking at him blankly, and he sighed. "It's okay if you're uncomfortable. Don't see me as worth. You'll go," he said, and Ryan stared at him without saying anything. He glanced at Ryan, taking things that she will stop him, but she didn't say anything as he glanced at her. Before walking away, she looked away, and sighing, he walked to her. "Ma'am, at least you can stop me out of it. Can you give me a chance? Do I look that bad to you?" he said with urgency, and Noan looked at him, widening her eyes as he came all of a sudden. "Ma'am, please, I'm a gentleman, not a bad person," he said, and she stared at him with a little shocked. His gaze shifts to her baby bump. "Baby, please tell your mama. I'll take care of you and your mama," he said. "Excuse me," she said, cutting him off, and he looked at her as he laughed nervously. "Treatment, ma'am, treatment. I'll do well. Please give me a chance," he said, showing his puppy eyes on one side. Okay. He smiled widely as he folded hands in front of her. "Thank you so much, ma'am. You're not just a woman, you're a goddess. Thank you so much," he said, smiling widely, and one looked on. "From today, you and your baby are my responsibility." I looked at him immediately. "Treatment, ma'am, treatment, don't take me wrong," he said on one side. "My name is Dr. Chan Jungkook," he said, extending his hand for a handshake, and one looked at his hand, then him. Dewey handshake with her hand, and one stared at him a bit shocked. "It's just a handshake, ma'am," he said, smiling, and she stared at him. "Your good name?" he asked, and before she could reply, "It's okay, I'll check on reports," he said, getting up. He took her reports as he scanned the reports. "Miss Shanwayan," he muttered, and he front miss. As he looked at her, but she looked away, and shrugging his question off, he smiled. "Shall we start?" he asked, and I looked at him clueless. "Check up, Miss Pretty Lady," he said, and went front. "Excuse me?" please. He said a eye gesture and he chuckled. Don't take me wrong, I'm just complimenting your beauty. Ryan sighed. Can you start the checkup, Dr. John? He nodded. Yes, my bad. He said and Ryan sighed, laying down. He wears gloves as he glanced at her, and she looks nervous. Sorry, Mission, if I'm making you uncomfortable. I'm just doing my job, he said, and Ryan stared at him as he moved forward and she pressed her lips together. Mission, please, he asked and gestured to lift her top, and she looked so nervous, and he looked away. Sonography, so, he said, and Ryan slowly lifts her top as he looked here and there, and all of a sudden he's feeling nervous. Are you done? He asked. She hummed in his response as he shifted his gaze to her face and smiled. Thank you. As he took the sonography machine before applying gel on it, as he glanced at her face in between with slight grin. He fixed the monitor as he gently pressed the machine on her stomach and looked at monitor to check. Also, Ryan looks nervous as he smiled. Oh, nice. Your baby looks healthy, see? He said as he smiled. Oh, it's a baby girl, he said, smiling widely, and her eyes filled with tears as she nodded. Anya, she murmured as he slowly shifted his gaze to her, and her eyes were shining with tears, and he smiled. Nice name, he said, and Ryan shifted her gaze to him as she wiped her tears. Everything is fine, right? She asked, and he nodded. Yes, he replied, and she shifted his gaze to her. Everything is fine, don't worry. He replied, and Ryan shifted her gaze back to mine. Those who bless with baby girls are lucky. I consider myself as lucky. My first delivery will be a baby girl, he murmured while Ryan's gaze fixed to monitor. You know, I just randomly choose you, and I guess my luck worked. You're best patient. Thank you for cooperating. My convincing skills are bad. My family don't even listen my blabbing, but you did. Thank you. Now I can prove my family wrong. He continued blabbering as Ryan listened. I talk a lot. I know, but that's my habit. People often don't listen to me, but I speak. I can't help. He said, chuckling, and Ryan just stared at. Your husband come with you? He asked, and Ryan looked down immediately. No, he nodded. Oh, okay. These are the medicines I have taken. All your reports from Dr. Kim. Don't worry, you can trust me, he said, and Ryan just listened. And yes, if any minor inconvenience you feel, please let me know. This is my personal phone number. You can call me anytime, he said, giving her a card, and she nodded. And yes, the more you smile, be happy, the more baby grow healthy, he said, and she nodded with a small smile. Sure, she replied as she got up. Thank you. I'll take my leave, he nodded with a smile. Sure, ma'am, he said, and she nodded as he shifted his gaze to her baby bump. Bye, baby Anya, he said, waving at her, and Ryan looked at him awkwardly as he showed his bunny teeth. I'm so excited to see her, he said, and she nodded, smiling awkwardly. Okay. She walked, and Jungkook leaned to his chair, smiling widely. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Ryan, smiling. You can buy these medicines from medical store outside, she said, extending her reports, and Ryan nodded. Sure. Kim Jae-won. A man speaks next to her, and her heart dropped immediately. Your good name, sir? She asked. Kim Ji-wook. She slowly looks at him as he looks in rush, and her eyes swelled. The second floor, room 34. He nodded as he's about to walk. Miss Ryan, she called her, which made his steps halt. A smile looked at the receptionist, and he looked at her. Your bill, ma'am. She extended and Ryan took the bill immediately and rushed. Thank you. She said, and the receptionist noticed she was about to walk. Ryan. He called her and she shut her eyes. But ignoring him, she tried to walk, but he held her wrist as she didn't look at him. Am I not audible to you? He said a little angrily as she looked at him, jerking his hand. No, you are not even visible to me, she replied coldly, and he stared at her with rage. As he was about to say something, but his gaze just to her belly, which she covered with revolts. As soon as she noticed his gaze, and his expression changed in traction to shock. Pregnant? He asked, widening his eyes, and she looked here and there. As he walked near her, but she maintained distance. Start my. No, this is not your baby, he said, gulping hard, and he straightened his brows. Lying right? Or you were cheating on me? He asked with rage, and she closed her dress tightly. It's none of your business, Mr. Kim Ji-woong, she replied and clenched his jaws. Oh, that is not my business, he said, clenching his jaws. Because we are divorced, he said, and he clenched his jaws. He removed his blazer as he was putting things back when his gaze shifted to flower bouquet on table. And he face-palmed himself. Tom Jeon, how can you forget it? I promised myself, he muttered as he took the flower bouquet. Is it okay to give to married women? If she won't think me as creep. Come on, it's just flowers, and I wanted to give my first patient. But he convinced himself. Let's see if she's still here, and hopefully I won't get sleepers, he said, walking outside. Go and do your work for what you came for, he said as she tried to walk, but he blocked her way and she glared at him. I won't leave you if you cheat on me. She looks at him frustrated. This is not the place and time, or I should have told you, leave my way. It's none of your business what I am doing after getting divorced. This is my business. How can you be happy after snatching my daughter from me? I looked at him unbelievably. Tell me, who's your new target, huh? Who's your new husband, or are you just pretending to hide my baby from me? He asked him and looked here and there. He snatched her reports from her hands, making her eyes widening in shock. Who's the father, huh? He said, checking reports, and Ryan stared him in utter shock as she doesn't know how to deal with him. As some people gathered to see the drama, and Ryan glanced over. There is no name. Now tell me straight, who is the babe? A man speaks from behind as he stands next to her. As Ryan looked at him, Ryan looks at him, and Ji-woong followed her gaze as he smiled at her, extending a bouquet. You forgot it, he said, smiling, and Ryan looks at him with a little shocked expression as Ji-woong's brows straightened. Who is he, Ryan? He asked, and Jungkook's gaze shifts to him. A husband. Ryan's eyes widened, and before she could say anything, he held her hand, squishing slightly. Who are you, mister? He asked, and Ji-woong clenched his jaws as he looked at Ryan. So you cheated on me, you. Mind your fluffy tongue before I pull it out, he said, maintaining his aura as Ryan stared. Do you even know who I am? A husband. Jungkook scoffed. Oh, a mistake, he said, and Ji-woong clenched his fist, while Ryan just stared at Jungkook. Do you even know what kind of woman you married? Such an irresponsible woman she is. I lost my daughter because of her, he angrily said. Ji-woong, she raised her voice. A pathetic man like you don't have right to judge women. Don't satisfy yourself that you only lost your daughter when she did too. And you will tell her how a mother can be responsible who keep that child in her womb for 9 months, huh? He angrily said. spineless man like you are one who also judged your mother too, who kept you 9 months in her womb. Do you even know the pain a woman bears? If you have to bear that pain, you will die in one day. He angrily said with a rage as he pointed an index finger on him. So calling a mother irresponsible, look at yourself. What responsibility you have taken for your daughter that you are blaming her all alone, huh? He said, and he clenched his jaws. Do you even know who I am? And he tilted his head. I don't know infamous people, he said, adding fuel to his anger. And get lost from here before I throw you out from here for insulting my wife, he said rangeously yet calmly. Why, is this your father's hospital? Jungkook chuckled mockingly. Yes, this is my dad's hospital, he replied in minds frustrated. Should I call the security or you will go by your own legs? He asked and he glared at Ryan before walking from there. Jungkook exhaled as he looked at Ryan and about to speak. Huh? A girl speaks and Jungkook looks behind. And his eyes widened a little as he saw a girl standing next to him. And he shifted his gaze between both. Oppa, you had such a big tooth, she said, being shocked, and Jungkook gulped hard as he shifted his gaze to other girl who looks almost verge of crying. Listen, Olivia, I'm going to be aunt, she said, looking at Ryan's belly, and Ryan looked all of them confused. Jungkook bit his lips. I'm going to tell mom that. Saying this, she walked from there and the other girl followed her, giving a last glare to Jungkook. Jungkook's eyes widened. Dad, I'm gone. Dad, listen, Olivia. He followed while Ryan watched them as she took a deep breath, sighing, and she looked at the bouquet in her hand and looked at the place where he got disappeared. While in hospital, other kind of gossips going on, some of them looking at her with strange looks and shrugging them off, she decided to walk. Olivia, please stop and listen. He tried to stop her while other was crying and she was trying to call someone. Olivia, my sister, please stop. What, Oppa? You cheated on Eva, she said, and he rolled his eye. How am I supposed to cheat on her when we were never in a relationship? He said, trying to convince her. I will tell Dad everything. Wait, he will punish you hard, she said, trying to call, and Jungkook panicked. You witch. It's okay, I don't want to marry him now, she said, crying, and Jungkook's prostrated. What did you say? He asked, being confused, and she wiped his tears as she removed her necklace before throwing on him. You John Jungkook, go to hell. Saying this, she walked in her car and drove away. See, you broke her heart, she said angrily while a faint smile appears on Jungkook's face. And Olivia's mouth hung open seeing him smile as she hit his shoulder while he seemed so lost in happiness. Oppa, so shameless of you. You are smiling, she angrily said, and he looked at her smiling. See what Dad will do with you now. Saying this, she also sits in the car and drove away, while Jungkook pinched himself. Ouch, he groaned. It's not dream for sure, he said, smiling, and he punched in air. Finally, after 10 years, I'm free from this unwanted magnet, he murmured as he jumped in happiness. It was just a piece of a cake. You are great, Jungkook. I'm so proud of you. He jumped in happiness. Finally, I'm free, I'm free. Thank God, finally. He jumped in happiness like a madman when his eyes landed on the woman who was standing at distance watching him with blank look. He smiled more widely and ran towards her, and her eyes widened as she immediately stepped back as he laid in front of her. You're truly a goddess, ma'am. Thank you so much, he said, holding her feet while Ryan struggled. Dr. Cheon, what are you doing? Leave me, she said, panicking while Jungkook looked up. You're my lucky charm, ma'am. The thing no one can do, you did it once. Thank you, my highness, he said dramatically. Dr. Cheon, please get up. What are you doing? Everyone is looking at us, she said as he got up smiling widely. You're truly a goddess. Thank you so much. he said, smiling widely while Wine glanced here and there before looking at him. I want to thank you. Thank you, she hesitantly said as he shook his head. No problem, anything for you, while Wine girl looking at him awkwardly. Now I can do whatever I want, date whomsoever I want, I can date as many girls as I want, he murmured while Wine gave him a look as he looked at her and he cleared his throat. I mean, I can find my soulmate, love of my life, he said, and Wine looked down here and there. Oh, okay, I'll take my leave, she nervously said. Should I drop you home, ma'am? He asked softly, and Wine shook her head. No, I can go, thank you. Saying this, she walked. Okay, bye. See you soon. Bye, Anya baby, he said, waving while Wine gave him a weird look. Weirdo. Saying this, she walked. While Jungkook jumped in happiness like there is no limit of his happiness, as some realization hits him. That, he murmured, what is going to do with me? He murmured, biting his belt sleeper, or thrown out of house. He murmured, thinking, and sad me, 20 years old man, to pay. He murmured, sighing as he shrugged all of his thoughts, and he smiled. No pain, no gain.